So there are a lot of things that people can do in their everyday life to help preserve not just coral reefs, but all kinds of ecosystems around the planet. Perhaps the biggest one is the amount of carbon dioxide that we put into the atmosphere is causing a lot of problems associated with climate change. It's causing something called ocean acidification, which is a big problem that happens around the globe. Because carbon dioxide from the atmosphere gets dissolved in the ocean, and that changes the chemistry, which can have a big impact on a lot of different species. So, and my philosophy is that anything we can do to reduce our carbon footprint is going to help not just coral reefs, but every other ecosystem on the planet, from Antarctica and the poles to tropical coral reefs. And so, things that we can do to minimize our carbon footprint is being conscious of what we do in our everyday life. Where does our food come from? Are we paying to ship food from across the planet so that we can have, an apple when we can grow apples in California where we live, and you don't have to pay for all the gas and the fuel that it costs to get your food from across the planet to your plate. So I'm always supportive of supporting local, sustainable agriculture, crops, fisheries, everything. We don't need to be living this extravagant life. And a lot of people don't even realize that you're paying for food to come from halfway around the planet, when actually the product is probably a lot better if you buy it local. And so that's just reducing the amount of, carbon dioxide molecules that are going into the atmosphere because you're not paying for all of that gas, and you don't even realize you're paying for it. Similar with, as you get older and think about buying a car, you can buy a hybrid, you can buy a biodiesel car, you can buy something that's not burning fossil fuels, and fossil fuel burning is really the biggest input of CO2 to the atmosphere. So just being conscious about, are you eating fish that might be almost endangered? You're eating something that's on the red list for biodiversity extinction or whatnot. Whenever I eat fish, I always ask, if I'm at a restaurant, ask them where it comes from and what do they know what species it is. And most restaurants don't, but they should. If they're serving you something, they should know what they're serving you. They should know where it came from, and they should know whether it was caught sustainably in a way that isn't harming the ecosystem that it was living in. It's surprising to me that more people don't care about where their food comes from, but all of these things feed back into kind of the larger context of the health of our planet. So being conscious about where your food comes from, making sure that you're not buying or supporting industries that are having destructive or negative impacts on any ecosystem, and then finding ways to just minimize your overall carbon footprint through reductions in fossil fuel output.